To build a strong and productive bee colonies, there are a few essential things we need to provide: warmth, peace, and most importantly, optimal stimulation that mimics the natural nectar flow. This is something we can achieve in several ways, but today I want to dive deep into the method we've been using since 2018, the stimulation line. Hi, I am Oscar, and in this video we're going to explore everything you need to know about the stimulation line components, how it works and how it can transform your beekeeping experience. Stick around until the end because I also share some exciting updates about our latest developments, including a mobile app and a programmable module for the stimulation system. Let's get started. Let's rewind to 2016. Back then, I was fed up with manual stimulation. Every time I had to feed my bees, I'd carry around 10-liter cans of syrup, open each hive, and pour the syrup into their feeders. With 214 and 300 colonies, this process took 5 to 6 hours each time for 2 people. After just 45 and 60 minutes, my back will start hurting and I'd feel like giving up, but I couldn't. The job wasn't done. It was exhausting, frustrating, and downright boring. Because of this, I didn't stimulate my colonies daily. Instead, I do it 3 to 4 times a week, thinking that was enough. But deep down, I know there had to be a better way. One autumn evening, I decided enough was enough. I needed a solution, and that's when a new era began. The era of research and testing. I started looking for a solution, but nothing I found met my needs. I was frustrated, but I didn't give up. I began studying other areas of agriculture, hoping to find inspiration. Slowly but surely, I started making progress. By autumn 2017, I had created my first prototype. It worked, but not as well as I wanted. The syrup wasn't distributed evenly and the system wasn't reliable. But it was a start. Then I discovered the product from Nandan Jain, an Israeli company specializing in irrigation systems for hilly areas. Their technology was exactly what I needed. With their components, I built a functional prototype and began beta testing. In April 2018, I constructed the first stimulation line in my apiary. Finally, I had a solution that reduced my stimulation time by over 90%. What used to take 5 to 6 hours now took just 5 minutes per station. This allowed me to stimulate my colonies daily, something I had never even considered before. With the stimulation line in place, I could focus more on colony development, queen rearing, and selection. It was a game changer. Subscribe to my channel and don't miss any videos in the future. Now, let's break down the components of the stimulation line. These are the parts that make the system work. 1. The pump. The heart of the system is the water pump. I choose a 370 watt pump that operates at 4 bars and can push 14 liters of syrups per minute. This pump is perfect for apiaries with 35 to 200 colonies. 2. The pipes. For the main lines, I started with 25 millimeter diameter pipes, but later switched to 20 milliliters. These are PN10 water pipes which can withstand up to 10 bars of pressure. They have a thicker wall, about 2 to 2.2 millimeter, compared to PN6 pipes, making them more durable. 3. Fittings. To connect the pipes, I used T-joints, elbows, and other fittings from Gardena. These are high-quality components that ensure a tight, leak-free connection. 4. Valves. I installed valves for each row of hives. This allows me to block off any row that doesn't need stimulation. I also added valves at the end of each row for venting and cleaning the system. 5. Drippers. The key to precise syrup distribution is the drippers. I started with 8-liter drippers from Nandanjine, but later switched to a 4-liter ones. Occasionally, I also use 13-liter drippers. These ensure that each hive gets the right amount of syrup. 6. Tubing. To connect the drippers to the feeders, I used flexible food-grade tubing. Initially, I used black irrigation tubing, but I later switched to transparent tubing so I could monitor the flow and ensure everything was working properly. The tubing has an inner diameter of 4 millimeters and an outer diameter of 7 millimeters. 7. Filter. At the pump's inlet, I installed 120 micron water filter to prevent impurities from entering the system. These are the main components of the stimulation line. Over the years, I've made some adjustment, like switching from 2030 volts to 12 volts pumps and reducing the pipe diameter from 25 millimeters to 20 millimeters. But the core principle remain the same. So, how does the system work? It's simple. The pump pushes syrup through the main pipes. The syrup flows through the drippers, which distribute it evenly to each hive. The valves allow me to control which rows receive syrup. The transparent tubing lets me monitor the flow and ensure everything is running smoothly. The 30-liter drippers deliver about 200 milliliters of syrup per minute per hive, while the 8-liter drippers deliver 1 to 120 milliliters and the 4-liter drippers deliver 50 to 55 milliliters. This precision ensures that each colony gets exactly what it needs. In 2024, we've made some exciting upgrades to the system. We've switched to a 12 volts pump, which is more energy efficient and easier to install. We've also developed a mobile app and a programmable module for the stimulation system, allowing you to control and monitor it remotely in collaboration with your main partner, BeeHub. They created a hive scale that is integrates with the system, giving you real-time data on your colony's weight and syrup consumption. Soon we'll be releasing a program module for the 12-volt system, which will support up to 18 colonies per station. This will be available soon for your community members and YouTube followers. But let's not stop there. Over the years, I've also experimented with different types of syrup, concentrations and feeding schedules to optimize colony growth. For example, during the spring build-up, I use a 1 to 2 corn syrup to water ratio to encourage brood production, while in the fall, I switch to a 1 to 1 ratio to help the bees store more food for winter. The stimulation line makes it easy to adjust these ratios and schedule without the hassle of manual feeding. Another improvement I've made is adding a pressure gauge to the system. This allows me to monitor the pressure in real time and ensure that the syrup is being distributed evenly across all hives. If the pressure drops, I know there is a blockage or a leak somewhere in the system, and I can address it immediately. I've also started using a solar-powered setup for the 12 volts pump, which is not only eco-friendly but also ensures that the system can run even in the remote location without access to electricity. This has been a game changer for beekeepers who operate in areas with limited infrastructure. If you want to learn more about building and using a stimulation line, comment below. We'll be creating a video course that walks you through every step of the process, from construction to advanced stimulation strategies. From small beginnings to big results, the stimulation line has transformed my beekeeping journey. I hope this video has inspired you to explore new ways to grow your apiary. Don't forget to like and subscribe and join your community for more tips and updates. Until next time, keep buzzing.